Imagine you're working with everything on earth, every animal, every plant, and every animal will talk to you. Every plant will tell you something. There are beings without bodies. कि जीवात्मा है, वो उनको शरीर नहीं है लेकिन वो है. हम उनको जब डीप मेडिटेशन में जा रहे हैं या ट्रांस में जा रहे हैं देख सकते हैं और वो सब हमको बात करता है और दे कैन गो टू द एक्सटेंट ऑफ टेलिंग यू कि ये जो आपकी लाइफ में जो इमोशनल प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है, फॉर एग्जांपल एंगर, ये आपको 2 साल से हो रहा है. जब आप 2 साल के बच्चे थे, किसी ने आपको बोला कि आप गलत कर रहे हैं, उस दिन से आपको एंगर है. उसका कॉज क्या है? क्योंकि जो हम आज जो जी रहे हैं ना, ये तो इफेक्ट है, कॉज नहीं है. और यही सब गलती हो रहा है कि जो इफेक्ट है उसे बदलने के लिए हम बहुत कोशिश कर रहे हैं. लेकिन अगर कॉज को हम नहीं बदलेंगे तो इफेक्ट भी नहीं बदलेगा, टेम्पररी हो जाएगा. इधर डार्कनेस है, लाइट है, जेलसी है, एंगर है, अच्छाई है, बुराई है, सब है. अर्थ का ब्यूटी यही है कि सब इमोशंस चल रहा है, सब चलता है. सब डिडंट कम कि सब अच्छा होगा, मैं अर्थ में आ गया हूँ अभी से सब अच्छा हो गया. वी केम टू एक्सपीरियंस अच्छाई क्या है, बुराई क्या है, और मेरा प्रॉब्लम क्या है, उसे मैं कैसे सॉल्व करूँ. तो ये बहुत इंटेंस है. जब एक सीड होता है वो पहले ब्रेक हो जाता है प्लांट आने के लिए. सो द सीड डाइज फॉर द प्लांट टू कम. So when you step into shamanism, it will kill your emotions, your unwanted things. It will break you. But what comes out is the true you and something so magical.
This was one of the amazing conversation I ever had, and it has added so much value to my life. And I'm sure that if you watch this video till the end, it will be the best time you have ever spent on anything. So see you on the other side. A very warm welcome to all of you. My name is Ankit Sharma, and I am the host of today's podcast. And the topic of the podcast is shamanism. Shamanism is a very broad term, but unfortunately, there is a very little awareness among Indian audience about shamanism. Few people consider it as a religious practice. Few people consider it as a spiritual practice, and many of them consider it as a healing modality. So today, Ms. Nitya has joined with us. She is the subject matter expert on shamanism. Apart from shamanism, she is a consciousness healer, a IT professional, an author, and a mother. And she has done various other healing modalities certifications, like she is also a Reiki Grandmaster. So I welcome Nitya ji for today's podcast. Thank you so much, Nitya ji, for taking your valuable time out, joining with us, and to share your knowledge on shamanism.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So let us start with a very basic question. What is shamanism and how does it differ from other spiritual practices?
So shamanism is a very ancient, वो चरित्र के, it's part of history. It's very very ancient, पुराना, बहुत पुराना है. So shamanism is a path. It is not a religion or a spiritual practice. It was a way of life for us to live as one with nature. And we have to understand this. हमारे पास एक शरीर है और अभी हम भूमि में हैं. आपने क्यों भूमि में क्यों आए आप?
Well, I'm not sure.
Yeah, we are here to enjoy the earth.
Okay.
The earth, भूमि हमको सब देता है. From the air to the water to the wind, to the clothes to the food, everything is coming from Mother Earth. तो भूमि माता हमको सब देता है. तो भूमि माता में कैसे जीना है, भूमि माता के साथ हम कैसे जी सकते हैं, वननेस में कैसे जी सकते हैं. और भूमि को देखो तो इतना स्पीशीज है, इतना स्पीशीज है, एक या दो नहीं, मिलियंस ऑफ स्पीशीज. व्हेन दे आर डिस्कवरिंग न्यू स्पीशीज डे बाय डे. So many plants, so many different plants, so many different animals, so many types of water. So how can you live with all of these without fighting with them, receiving from them? So there is a way life on earth is कि हमको जो wood है वो ट्री से आता है, हमको जो पानी है वो रिवर से आता है. तो सब प्लांट से हमको फायदा है. तो उनके साथ हम कैसे थ्राइव करेंगे? How can we thrive along with them, not misuse them, not overuse or abuse them, but how do we thrive with them? So shamanism is that way of life. It's a path one has to walk to realize you are nature, everything is you. And then you can talk with the wind, you can talk with the birds. आपको समझ में आएगा कि ये एनिमल मुझे क्या बता रहा है, इस एनिमल से मैं क्या सीखूं. तो एक एग्जांपल है कि मुझे क्या लगता है ना कि एनिमल सब बहुत कॉन्शियस है. सब बोलते हैं कि ह्यूमन बीइंग्स कॉन्शियस है और एनिमल्स लोअर कॉन्शियस. मुझे ये सच नहीं लगता है. मुझे लगता है कि एनिमल्स ही बहुत कॉन्शियस है, क्योंकि सब एनिमल्स दे बी देमसेल्व्स। एक कुत्ता है, उसे कुत्ता को नहीं लगेगा कि मैं अच्छा नहीं हूँ, मुझे मुझे रिजेक्ट करना है, मुझे मैं पसंद नहीं हूँ। हमको क्या लगता है, ह्यूमंस को सबको लगता है मैं अच्छा नहीं हूँ, मुझे मुझे पसंद नहीं करना है, मुझे ये अच्छा नहीं लगता है। और सभी एनिमल्स उनका स्ट्रेंथ जो है वही करता है। तो बर्ड है तो अच्छा फ्लाई करता है, वो स्विम करने की ट्राई नहीं करता है। लेकिन ह्यूमंस जो हमको जो अच्छा आता है, या आर्ट या क्राफ्ट, उसे छोड़ के हमको ये पढ़ना है, और मुझे जो नहीं आ रहा है वो भी करना है, जो आ रहा है उसे छोड़ना है। वी ट्राई टू बी समथिंग एल्स. So shamanism is a path of life where you have to be yourself, where you know everything in nature is there to help you. Or it's a way for you to fall in love with earth. और अगर ऐसे हम भूमि में जीते हैं, तो life becomes so much more. Life, people don't know what life is nowadays. They don't understand how much capacities you have, what you can do, what you can be. So we as human beings have the gift of being any animal. अगर वुल्फ एक टीचर है, तो हम भी टीचर बन सकते हैं। अगर सांप ट्रांसफॉर्म करता है, क्योंकि सांप को उसका स्किन बदलता है, 1-2 वर्ष उसका स्किन बदलता है, तो हम भी बदल सकते हैं। और अगर लायन इतना प्रेजेंट और मैजेस्टिक है, हम भी मैजेस्टिक हो सकते हैं। तो जो भी एनिमल कर सकता है, हम भी कर सकते हैं। और ये एनिमल से हम कैसे सीखे, उस तरह हम कैसे जिए, ये हमको सिखाना है। तो इट्स अ पाथ। और पीपल हैव put the tag that it's religious or it's spiritual. It is just finding yourself with the help of, why is it called spiritual? With the help of spirit. Spirit is jivatma of earth. When I say spirit, it's the spirit of mother earth. So that's what shamanism is. It is a way too much more. It's a journey.
All right. So, what I understood is about shamanism, as you said, it is a path. A path है towards the journey of oneness, of finding your purpose on earth, maybe. है ना? So, can we relate it to other such paths like Buddhism is a path in itself, yoga is a path in itself, Tantra is a path in itself. So, similarly, shamanism is a path in itself to attain the highest. Can we put it that way?
Yes, to some extent, but we will not call it, rather than highest, a better word is evolution.
Okay.
क्योंकि highest means you are the best of you, you're better of you. लेकिन evolution is like vikas, कि you become something so different. Like a seed evolves into a tree or a plant. When the seed starts, it's very different. No one can see that seed and say, this is going to become this tree. So it's not a betterment, it's an evolution.
Okay.
So what if you can change everything? What if you learn something that is so new? That's what shamanism offers you. Imagine you working with everything on earth, every animal, every plant, and every animal will talk to you. Every plant will tell you something. And here, when I say animal and plant, it's not the actual animal or plant, uska spirit.
Okay.
The spirit of lion will be there, not an actual lion, but spirit of lion will tell you कि राजा की तरह कैसे जीना. How do you be the king of the jungle? कुछ भी मत करो, लेकिन सब आपके पास आ जाएगा. वो अच्छा
Okay.
लगता है.
Ah,
तो that you can learn from lion.
okay.
ऐसे सब एनिमल से कुछ सीखना है. ये अर्थ भूमि का ब्यूटी है ना, विश्वास,
Mhm.
वो शैमनिज्म से अच्छा किसी में नहीं आएगा. वही मेरा पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू.
Okay. So some people consider it as a healing modality also, and they say that shamanism can help you and benefit you in your mental and emotional well-being. So how can shamanism help us in mental and emotional well-being?
Yeah, that is very true, and that's a wonderful question. With shamanism, the spirit of every animal works with you. It's much more एक ट्री जो है आपको बोलता है कि ऐसे करो, ऐसे मत करो. और हाउ ओल्ड आर ट्रीज, कितने दिन से ट्रीज हैं अर्थ में. उनका विजडम अगर आपको आ जाएगा, तो आप क्या क्या कर सकते हैं. तो पहले फील गुड अबाउट योर सेल्फ.
Okay.
और दे कैन गो टू द एक्सटेंट ऑफ टेलिंग यू कि ये जो आपके लाइफ में जो इमोशनल प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल एंगर, ये आपको 2 साल से हो रहा है. जब आप 2 साल के बच्चे थे, किसी ने आपको बोला कि आप गलत कर रहे हैं, उस दिन से आपको एंगर है. उसका कॉज क्या है? क्योंकि जो हम आज जो जी रहे हैं ना, ये तो इफेक्ट है, कॉज नहीं है. और
हम्म,
यही सब गलती हो रहा है कि जो इफेक्ट है उसे बदलने के लिए हम बहुत कोशिश कर रहे हैं,
हम्म,
लेकिन अगर कॉज को हम नहीं बदलेंगे तो इफेक्ट भी नहीं बदलेगा, टेम्पररी हो जाएगा।
हम्म, हम्म।
तो आज जो जो इमोशंस हमको हो रहे हैं, जो जो प्रॉब्लम्स हो रहे हैं फिजिकली, जो जो डिजीज है, उसका कॉज पास्ट में है।
पास्ट
कुछ,
एज इन पास्ट लाइफ।
हाँ, पास्ट ऑफ दिस लाइफ, पास्ट पास्ट लाइफ दोनों भी हो सकते
ओके।
हैं। कि फॉर एग्जांपल, अगर आपको आपका बॉस से बहुत डर लगता है,
हम्म,
ज्यादा लोग को ऐसे ही लगता है, बॉस, अगर बॉस बोले तो ही उनको पसंद नहीं होता है। तो
हम्म,
वो किधर से आ रहा है? वो तो जब आप 5 साल थे, आपके पिता से आपको थोड़ा डर था, योर फादर वाज हिटिंग यू, यू गॉट अफ्रेड।
हम्म,
तो जब से वो पिता का डर नहीं निकलता है, बॉस का डर भी नहीं निकलेगा।
ओके।
और आपको नहीं पता चलेगा, बिकॉज यू आर नाउ, हाउ मेनी, however old you are, if you're 20, 30, you don't remember what happened to you at 2 or 5.
Right.
But when you work with shamanic, your guide, like I work with Wolf is my primary guide. The Wolf
Okay.
will tell me, see, for this person, this has happened at this age. So this is how we have to fix it. It goes into the other person's subconscious and helps you get information of this life, past life,
Oh,
and deal with the cause.
so as you mentioned, wolf is your guide. So
Yes.
what does it mean? Wolf being a
Um,
guide.
so, like I said, Jivatma, there's a spirit, not a real wolf, there's a spirit of wolf. There's a consciousness of wolf.
Okay.
And wolf is said to be the greatest teacher of earth. क्योंकि
Okay.
wolf ने हम humans को देखा और बोला मुझे कुछ करना है, नहीं तो these guys will not make it.
Hmm.
इसलिए dogs come and live with us. They've come and adopted us.
Okay.
The wolf came and said, let me teach shamanism to these humans. And the wolf spirit started communicating with us since caveman days to tell us, this is how you have to lead. This is how you have to be loyal. Dogs, wolves, they are known for loyalty.
Okay.
This is how you have to take care of a pack. Wolves will stay in packs.
Hmm.
So you are a human cannot be defined. You're not like one animal. We can be any animal. But majorly, there'll be one animal called your primary guide, which can tell you who you are. For me, it's wolf. So I will, I will go towards teaching because wolf is my primary guide. I would
Okay.
do very well in packs. Like if I take care of people, I'll take care of them. They're like my family. I'll take care of them
Hmm.
like that. But I can be alone also. Wolf will be do well alone.
Okay.
So everyone will have one or two animal primary animal guides.
So are there any human guides also in shamanism or only the animal guides?
No, there are deity guides, human guides, like Sai Baba, Lord Shiva, angels.
Okay.
These are also beings without bodies, and you
Yes.
can connect with them. So more than Hindu gods, with shamanism, because it's earth science, earth arts, you get to meet spirits of all sorts of religions, all sorts of spiritual schools you've heard of. So they can be Buddha, they can be this Greek god, they can be a minotaur, they can
Okay.
be Anubis, different gods, Jesus.
Okay.
So you get to meet all of them.
So is it uh, is it a possibility that whatever the person's psychological makeup is or religious belief is, or maybe whatever the howsoever subconsciously he or she identifies with a higher being, that guide takes the form of that either Shiva or maybe Jesus or maybe Buddha.
If you ask if it's possible, it's definitely possible. Yes, but when you go to traditional shamanism, um, the point here is I'm in oneness with everything in earth. So I
Okay.
will not. When you train, you will not go with the point of view that I'm so connected to Shiva, so I should see, or I'm a Hindu, I should see Shiva, because we're going with the whole of earth.
Hmm.
So you actually get to know authentically who's there for you, and it could be Shiva because you believe in them. It could be someone else. I've heard so many people, different religions, they see Hindu gods. I've seen Hindu people get different deities, Egyptian deities.
Right.
And the best part is when you start reading about the deity, there's one very beautiful deity called the Green Man. Now, this is
Okay.
not in Hindu sciences. So he's the god of the forests, god
Okay.
of the trees. So
Hmm.
he's the one I found. And then I started realizing how much since a kid, trees have helped me, or I've liked trees for some reason, or whenever I go near trees, I feel better. So you'll be able to connect the quality of the God with your whole life.
Hmm.
ये नहीं है कि अभी आज आप शैमनिज्म सीख रहे हैं तो अभी आपको समझ में आएगा कि क्या है.
Hmm.
पहले से आपके साथ हैं.
Hmm.
यू वरंट अवेयर. आपको आप देख नहीं पाते थे कि ऐसे
Hmm.
ट्री मुझे आई फील गुड विद ट्रीज और ऐसे मुझे अच्छा लग रहा है एनिमल देख के. बिकॉज आई ऑलवेज फेल्ट गुड विद डॉग्स. जब भी आई वाज since I was a kid, if I see dogs, I'm like so happy. But after I found wolf is when I'm able to connect because they are with you. Just because you can't see them, it's not that they're not there.
Right. So, one more question going back to the animal guide. Like you said that you identify your guide with as a with a wolf spirit, right?
Yes.
So, is it up to us or on our evolution that we identify with different guides, or those guides chooses us based upon our life's purpose?
uh, it's a mutual coexistence. You
Okay.
also kind of decide like I would like to, for example, a lion is of receiving, or a
Hmm.
snake is like I would keep transforming and learning. So you also have an idea of who you would like, and
Okay.
then a transforming guide would be a snake or a butterfly. So accordingly, they will also choose you. It's both ways.
Okay. So, as a shamanic practitioner, like shamanism is used for healing also, as far as I know.
Yes.
So, if you want to heal somebody's past, let's say past life, maybe. So, how do you do that? Healing a past life memory, which may be haunting that person, and maybe the reason of her or his mental and emotional or relationship issues, maybe.
Yeah, sure. I've done a lot of this and we've seen amazing results. So for past lives, one of the most easiest thing to look at is phobias.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll take an example of hydrophobia.
Hmm.
जब पानी को देखते हैं बहुत डर लगता है.
Yes.
Yes. And fear itself is an acquired thing. If you see a born baby, they're not afraid of anything. If you
Hmm.
leave them near fire, they want to go. If they see a lion also, babies don't know they shouldn't touch the lion. They're not
Hmm.
afraid.
Hmm.
They're not born with fears,
Hmm.
right? But when this baby or this 5-year-old sees water, they get afraid. And why is it not acquired? Because they would have not drowned in water. For a
Hmm.
phobia, you need not have gone through it.
Hmm.
So they are just afraid of getting into water. They've not drowned in this life. Water has not harmed them.
Hmm.
But and the extent of fear is not only fear, it goes 100% or more. Phobia is like you start freezing, you start shivering, you can't even be there. It goes to that extent.
Hmm.
So where does this come from logically? You've never drowned in water, you're not born with a fear. So
Hmm.
it comes from a past life.
Hmm.
So in a past life, you would have died of drowning, and your
Hmm.
subconscious carries the memories. And it's
Okay.
trying to protect you because in the past life that happened, it just wants to avoid it. And because we're not aware of past lives and we forget all past lives, you're not even sure why are you getting this phobia? What's the reason? But when you do shamanic healing, like what is the shamanic healing? It's called a journey.
Hmm.
The shamanic practitioner will go into a trance. It's like
Okay.
sort of meditation with the
Hmm.
help of drumming music, very
Okay.
powerful drumming music with some earth elements. And then we go there and they will show you this happened in the past life. And they will also show you how to sort it out.
Who shows that? The your
This,
animal guides?
yes, the animal guides. You sort
Okay.
it out. They will tell you what to do. You would have to do accordingly. And then after that, we have changed the cause. When you change the cause, the effect will change, the present will change. So I've had so many people overcome the fear of drowning just
Hmm.
by changing this. And then they're able to swim. And then they're saying,
Okay.
now I'm not afraid of water anymore. So
Okay.
it's just removing that memory.
So
So
uh, one thing I want to clarify here, like you said that a shamanic practitioner goes into the trance and then sees what happened in the past life of that person and changes the cause so that the effect gets changes. So
yes,
cause and effect is like the karmic patterns or the karmic baggages which we are carrying from a previous lifetime. So if a shamanic practitioner is making changes in the karmic pattern of a client, so doesn't that karmic baggage affects the practitioner because he's doing some changes with the flow of the nature or the cause and effect of the which that person might have done something wrong and enduring something not so good in this lifetime. And if you're clearing those things, so aren't you invoking that karmic baggage onto yourself?
that's a very, very beautiful question. So, first of all, if the client is, we do it with their permission. I cannot do
Okay.
it for anyone. I will not do
Okay.
it for anyone. It's not ethical.
Okay.
So they are ready to clear it. That is why they will find you.
Okay.
If they're not ready to clear that karmic baggage, or they have to carry it, they will not even know. They will not even, there are so many people who've not even heard of this word,
Yes.
shamanism. And even
Right.
if they hear of it, they're like, mujhe nahi karna hai. Nahi, nahi, that
Mhm.
sounds so mysterious. Mujhe nahi karna hai.
Right.
So if they come to you, somewhere they have cleared something. That is why they're ready to change.
Got it.
And other things are karmic. Karmic things are more of relationships, more
Mhm.
of I've taken an oath ki I will do this. Fears
Mm.
are not karmic. Fears are just something we're holding on to lifetime after lifetime, which you
Mm.
can definitely let go. So
Mm.
it depends on what it is. So and your guides are there to take care. So if our guide tells us that this person is not ready for it, don't do it, we will not do it.
Oh, right.
Only if we get the awareness that they're ready for it, they can change it. And we have to understand the power of choice. The
Mm.
beauty of earth is people don't understand choice. You have choice.
Mm.
So even if it's karmic, if you would like to change it, the universe will support you. It will show you
Right.
how to clear it. And the best way to clear anything karmic is forgiveness. Forgiveness
Mm.
can clear anything. Forgiveness of yourself and the others, and can heal self-love, gratitude. These can go beyond anything. So what if we don't have to be stuck? And also a lot of karmic sticks with us, karmic patterns, because of guilt, blame, shame, or regret.
Mm.
Only if I'm regretting very much of what I did in that life,
Mm.
it becomes something really karmic in this life. But if I
Mm.
learn to forgive myself and let go of the regret, and the first thing is, people are not aware. You don't even know this is karmic, or I had a regret in a past life that I've not
Mm.
fulfilled, right? So
Right.
if you get that awareness, you have ways to change it. That's how we look at it.
Okay. So what I understood is that in this process, the client is not involved in the process. The shamanic practitioner goes into the trance, does the
Yes,
clearing and the healing, and the effects are reflected on the client.
yes, that's correct.
Okay. So in that case, okay, I come to that in a later. Before I will ask one more question. That you mentioned that some drums and some earth elements are being used for this process. So I have read that there in shamanism there are many rituals and ceremonies. Okay, so can you give me some examples of some rituals and ceremonies and their significance in a human's life?
Yeah. Um, so rituals main is, Agni, fire,
Mm-hmm.
and earth elements like earth, fire, wind, water. So what if you have all of these five elements? And Hinduism, they talk about it so beautifully, Panchabhuta. Like how,
Mm-hmm.
what if you have all of them with you?
Right.
And what if what we do is we light a fire, and a circle is called sacred in shamanic. We try to do, so we light a fire and sit in a circle. That itself closes the energy within you, and you're contributing to the next person in the circle. So that is
Mm-hmm.
just sitting like that is a ritual, lighting fire.
Okay.
And then there's a singing involved, and a lot of shamanic people also dance. Singing
Mm-hmm.
is because the spirit of the earth loves music. How many birds make music, water makes music, just see nature, all the beautiful sounds.
Mm-hmm.
So we can do it's, I call it spirit call. It's like calling spirit, because yes, there is my animal guide wolf, but there's the spirit of the earth, which means all spirits put together, including yours, mine, all plants, all animals. So first, let's invite that spirit to be with us, because if she is there, you'll get everything very fast. She will tell my wolf what to tell me, and then it happens very fast. So what if I invite Mother Earth to be with me? And that's the reason why we light candles, sing, and the singing is to please Mother Earth, to honor Mother Earth. He, please come and help us. And then we start with that. It's called opening our sacred space. Very simple, not, doesn't have to be very so many steps or so difficult. Very simple. And more than the ritual, ऐसे है कि how much you respect earth. मन से आपको क्या लग रहा है भूमि माता के बारे में, मन से आपको क्या लग रहा है कि जो मेरे सर्कल में मेरे साथ बैठा है, उनको, उनका लाइफ अच्छा हो जाए, उनका प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो जाए. जितना हम रिस्पेक्ट और ऑनरिंग देते हैं, उतना अच्छा होता है रिजल्ट्स.
All right. So the next question is, as you said कि जो सर्कल में बैठे हैं उनका अच्छा हो जाए. So if you are doing some past life healing or maybe some this present life's past healing, childhood healing, so is that person should be present there physically, or if he's located at some remote location and you are doing it at your home or office, so it would work.
It will work.
It would work.
क्योंकि हम इधर स्पिरिट वर्ल्ड के साथ खेल रहे हैं, आपके
Okay.
एनर्जीज और आपकी स्पिरिट के साथ हम काम कर रहे हैं, तो अब जिधर भी है वो काम करता है। हमको
Okay.
परमिशन चाहिए, परमिशन के बिना करना अनएथिकल है। और
Okay.
अगर फोन में भी परमिशन आ जाता है, अगर आप यूएस में भी है, हम इधर से कर सकते हैं। बहुत
Okay.
अच्छा काम करता है, डिस्टेंस हीलिंग भी काम करता है, इन पर्सन हीलिंग भी काम करता
Okay. And another thing is that Tantra is also a path of to freedom to higher evolution. And there are some misconceptions and misunderstandings about Tantra. Like there in Tantra also there are many rituals involved, and people think that these are some kind of black magic or wrong practices and things like to manipulate somebody. And same misconceptions and misunderstandings are prevalent about shamanism also.
है।
So,
yes.
what is your take on that?
हाँ, अगर इफ यू लुक एट दिस इज कॉल्ड कली युगा। आपको
Yeah.
मालूम है ना, इस युगा को
Yeah.
कली युगा बोल रहे हैं। क्यों? क्योंकि हम अनकॉन्शियस बन गए। तो इस
Hmm.
कली युगा के साथ जो अच्छा है जो बुरा है सब बुरा लगने जाता है, और जो बुरा है वो अच्छा लगना जाता है। तो थोड़ा
Hmm.
कॉन्शियसनेस ऐसा चल रहा है, इसे बदलना है। यू हैव टू एक्सपीरियंस इट व्हेन यू कम। हाउ कैन एन एनिमल गाइड or a plant guide? If you're afraid of animals, you can work with plants. Or nature. How can nature do anything against you? Only
Hmm.
humans do things against you.
Hmm.
So when you understand that, and what we're inviting you is to fall in love with earth.
Hmm.
क्योंकि पहले जब कुछ 6 साल हो गया मैं ये स्टार्ट करके, उसके पहले मुझे ऐसे सोच रही थी कि मैं इस भूमि में क्यों हूँ, मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, लाइफ में क्या हो रहा है, इस लाइफ में जी के मैं क्या करूंगी, मुझे कुछ भी अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है। और जब मैंने ये देखा कि एवरीथिंग आई एम गेटिंग फ्रॉम अर्थ, इतना अच्छा है लाइफ अर्थ में, मैं आई कैन जस्ट enjoy the fresh air, I can enjoy the water, I won't get this if I'm not on earth, and the pleasure my body gives me, all these things. And then how can I just enjoy looking at flowers and plants? That is what it takes you. So how can nature doesn't do anything against you. Yes, there are animals, and if you go to a lion it will eat you, that's a different story. You have to be smart, you have to learn to survive. But nature is trying to do the best for you and giving everything to you, it's gifting everything to you. So
Yeah.
shamanism connects you to not like a person's mantra or tantra, to how a person thinks about you, how nature thinks about you. So if you understand that, it doesn't go against you, it is there to help you. And why would the spirit of earth want to harm anyone on earth? We are all children of earth. So if you are a child of earth, I'm a child of earth. So you don't invoke your own mother to harm others. So it doesn't work that way. Tantra is very different. Shamanic, maybe they work with the spirit world, they work with spirits, but this is something that is, very helpful, and it heals you. Is good for you. The only thing is intense. Why do people get afraid of it? Why are there so many things around it? It's intense. क्योंकि ये देखना है कि this is not a light planet. यहाँ सब अच्छा है, सब अच्छा चलेगा, ऐसे नहीं है। इधर डार्कनेस है, लाइट है, जेलसी है, एंगर है, अच्छाई है, बुराई है, सब है। अर्थ का ब्यूटी यही है कि सब इमोशंस चल रहा है, सब चलता है, सब तरीका के इमोशंस है, सब तरीके के आदमी हैं। तो हमने ये वी डिडंट कम कि सब अच्छा होगा, मैं अर्थ में आ गया हूँ अभी से सब अच्छा हो गया। वी केम टू एक्सपीरियंस अच्छाई क्या है, बुराई क्या है, और मेरा प्रॉब्लम क्या है, उसे मैं कैसे सॉल्व करूँ। तो ये बहुत इंटेंस है। इंटेंसिटी का मतलब, जब एक सीड होता है वो पहले ब्रेक हो जाता है प्लांट आने के लिए, सो द सीड डाइज फॉर द प्लांट टू कम। So when you step into shamanism, it will, kill your emotions, your unwanted things, it will break you. But what comes out is the true you and something so magical. And some people are afraid of that transformation. मुझे इतना नहीं करना क्योंकि मुझे जो अभी है वो अच्छा है. Some people think it's tantra, they're afraid of it. Some people don't believe in spirits. ये क्या है? Animal spirit क्या है? मुझे डर लग रहा है. जो मुझे नहीं दिखता है उसे हम डरते हैं. Fear of unknown, fear of unseen. So that's a natural capacity. So that's the reason why all these myths are there. But when you have to experience it, because I have experienced it, and it's given me so much. Sometimes have been very intense and a little hard here and there, but that is transformation. You
Right.
can't transform without learning those lessons, you know.
Right. So as you mentioned that in Tantra also they work with the spirit world, right? And also in shamanism we work with the spirit. So the nature has created both positive and negative to create a balance, right? Similarly in Tantra also they can either work with positive spirits, either work with negative spirits. And the ones who are working with the negative spirits, they are working for their own, I would say, material gains or maybe some kind of spiritual gains they want, so they're working with the negative entities. So, is it possible in shamanism also to work with negative entities for your personal gains and benefits?
Um, See, it is possible, but the question is how ethical you are.
Mm.
And and if you really know the beauty of shamanism, Mother Nature would not want you to go against anyone. So even the negative spirits that we find, we kind of help them. How can I help you transition? How can you go beyond Earth? Because you're not meant to be here after a particular point when you don't have the body. So if we
Yeah.
encounter them, how can we help them? Is how we look at things.
So it depends on from person to person. Like in Tantra also, there are some good people who help these
Yeah.
negative entities, and there are some bad people who use them for their own personal gains. The same goes with shamanism. I understood. I
Uh,
guess.
Maybe, but that person has to be very, very different because when you're working with Earth and Earth energies, right, they will not guide you in any way to do things like that. So
Mm.
unless, and if you are kind of going against it, you're not being guided. Shamanism itself is like guidance from Earth, right? That means you're not on the
Mm.
path of shamanism.
Mm.
You are doing something else with the spirit world.
Yeah. Okay, so next question is: can shamanic practices be integrated with other spiritual practices or religions?
Yes, you can. It depends on how much you understand each modality. For
Mhm.
example, I can take a journey and I can use Reiki there. So I can
Okay.
go to the shamanic world and give Reiki to someone. It works. I can give
Okay.
Reiki without going to the shamanic world. It'll work.
All right. Okay. And how someone interested in learning more about shamanism or to get started on this journey should proceed?
Yeah. So thank you for asking that question. Uh, my school is called Unearth One Earth, and I call it
Okay.
a school. Unearth means find. One Earth means oneness on Earth. So Unearth One Earth, Spirit School of Evolution, is completely guided by Spirit, that is Spirit of the Earth, to evolve. So in Unearth One Earth, I'm the founder, and I have many facilitators. You can check our website. They're in different locations, international locations, and India also. You can contact any one of them. You can contact me. The first thing, or you can contact anyone who does shamanism. Um,
Mhm.
the first thing is to find your primary guide. They will invite you to a different world. They'll take you into the spirit world. I always go with my world feel like today let's explore this area. Today let's explore someone else. Today let's explore there. It's like an ocean that you have to keep on exploring. So the
Okay.
first step is to find your primary guide. And then we have amazing courses for training you in a basic shamanic practitioner and then advanced shamanic. We do many advanced classes also, depending on your interest. So the basic course is so well designed. You can actually sort a lot of things with shamanic, from your past lives to your current life to spirits like dead people, uh, to relationships. A lot of things can be sorted. And we
Mm.
teach something based on my book called Communion Symbols also. And communion symbols will actually help you connect to earth. If you draw the sun symbol on your hand, for example, you can feel the energy of the sun in your hand.
Okay.
And you can just use that power to release headaches, release pains.
Oh,
It's so amazing.
how
And if
wonderful.
you draw the earth symbol, you feel like earth is with you.
Mhm.
And if you draw the rain symbol, you can feel water in your hands. It's so different and amazing. So all these things we teach you how to connect with nature. So yeah, you can sign up with the basic courses on Unearth Wonder. And before the basic, you can first find your animal guide. And I've had many students who will like, this is a funny story, like they'll say, मुझे सांप से डर है, I don't like snakes. I'm so afraid of snakes. और जब क्लास करें ऐसे आता है कि आपका प्राइमरी गाइड स्नेक है और उसके बाद दे लाइक मुझे आज स्नेक नहीं दिखाया मुझे स्नेक देखना बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है
अच्छा.
हाँ
Okay.
और लिजर्ड किसी किसी को लिजर्ड पसंद नहीं है और जब प्राइमरी स्पिरिट गाइड ढूंढ रहे हैं वो तो एक क्लास है जो 2 घंटे सिर्फ 2 घंटे लगेगा मेडिटेशन में जाके हमारा साथ आपका गाइड ढूंढना है आपको ही ढूंढना है हम नहीं बोलेंगे कि क्या है क्योंकि उनको अच्छा लगता है कि अगर आप जाके उनको ढूंढो.
Okay.
और ये भी है कि you know the best about yourself. Who's the animal that represents you? You know better than anyone else because you've been with you your whole life. And this shamanic practitioner looks at you for 10 minutes or 2 hours. So they don't know as much about you as you do. So you find it. We'll facilitate you to find it. And this person is so afraid of lizards. I hate lizards. I don't like lizards. And then she finds lizard as a guide. And after that, her house is full of lizards and she doesn't mind them.
Okay.
Because lizard is
So
such a beautiful.
the moment a person realizes that maybe lizard is my primary animal guide, or maybe snake is my primary animal guide, so the fear gets elevated. You are saying, right?
Yes.
And the love and compassion and that oneness dawns.
Yes. Yes. Because you also get an awareness. Lizard is like very intuitive. It's a dreamer. It's said that if you see a lizard, it won't just run. If you're in the room and the lizard is there, it won't run away from you. Only if you're going near, also it won't move. Only if it gets the intuition that this person is going to hit me, then it moves. They can anticipate the future as to what you're going to do.
Okay.
That much they are, and that means it'll guide your intuition. You'll be very intuitive. So if you hear that about yourself, hey, lizard is there, you're going to be intuitive, you know 2 steps in the future, then automatically you like the lizard.
Right. Okay, so once I was reading a book on shamanism, and the author mentions in that there are two words. One is the shamanic practitioner, as you identify yourself with, and the other thing is shaman,
Yes.
the actual shaman. So in that book, the author wrote that few shamanic practitioners, having an experience of maybe 5 years or 10 years, they start calling them as a shaman, which is not a right thing. Shaman is a different person altogether, and a shamanic practitioner is a different person. And a shamanic practitioner cannot call himself as a shaman. So, what is the difference between a shaman and a shamanic practitioner?
A shamanic practitioner can do healings with what you learn from shamanic. They'll
Okay.
train with us. They will know how to connect with spirit, how to do things, and you can practice and help yourself and others. Now, shaman is a very powerful title.
Yeah.
It's a very powerful title. So it's like, and it's not a title that you study and you get a degree and you get it, right? It is a, because shamans are considered as powerful as God. If you look at the history of shamanism and what and all shamans can do and how much they love earth and what they do for earth, there are some shamans who may not be in physical form, but they're still contributing to earth. So it comes with that whole thing of how much can you contribute to earth, selflessness, and be willing to go through that wounded journey of intensity. So it has to be bestowed upon you. It's a degree, it's to be earned.
Okay.
And it's not a matter of time. ये नहीं है कि आपको 10 साल वेट करना है. ये है कि यूनिवर्स में आपको काम देकर किसी को बोलना है this person is a shaman. You don't
Okay.
call yourself a shaman. It's an honor when the earth bestows it on you. And when we say earth, everyone is part of the earth. So if few people on earth look at your work and say this person is a shaman, so you'll do some work on them and they'll call the other person as I know a shaman.
Okay.
When it's bestowed on you, you can call yourself a shaman.
So I relate to this from yoga, like a practitioner of yoga. You can call him as a yoga instructor, a yoga teacher, right? But you cannot a person cannot call himself that I am a yogi.
Yes.
It is a title which is to be earned, and people recognize with your conduct that how you are conducting your lifestyle and your practices and all those things, how much you are implementing your knowledge. Then people give you a title. You are a yogi. So
Yes.
it is similar to that people consider you as a shaman. You cannot call yourself as a shaman.
Yes. I mean, once someone bestows it on you, you can call yourself a shaman, but you have to wait for the title to be given to you.
So who's the one who will bestow this title on a shamanic practitioner?
Anyone. So I've had some of my clients call me that
Okay.
because you will tell them you're doing shamanism. You will not tell them I'm a shaman. But when they see the change and then they're like, I know a shaman. Or there is someone who just looks at your energy and you're like, that's shamanic. That looks like a shaman. And the other thing is you might have earned it in another lifetime also. So even in this lifetime, if you've practiced for only 10 years, it's not that this is not our only life. So what if you've done 100 years and you're a shaman in a previous life?
Right.
And the universe has amazing ways. It will come. If it's meant to come and find you, it will come. So you don't have to work hard for it. ये है कि आपको जो काम कर रहा है उसे मन से करो. और जो आना है आ जाएगा. So the you just do it with your heart, and the universe will gift it to you.
Right. All right. So it was an amazing session with you, Nitya. Thank you so much. One last question I would like to ask. And for that, I have to give my brief history of what I do, because
Sure.
generally I don't give my history in the podcast. But because it is related to the question, so actually, I myself is a past life regression therapist and a spirit releasement therapist too. So once I had a client who came to me. So while interacting with her and doing some diagnosis, I had an intuition that this person might be possessed or maybe attracted by some earthbound entities or the lost spirits, maybe. Okay. So when I did the session with her, so she was a shamanic practitioner and she used to heal other people, and she used to clear past life baggages and earthbound entities from that from other people. But when she went into trance, so I identified seven entities attached to her, four at the neck, three in the stomach, and I released them into the light using my practice, which I do. It is different from shamanism. And that lady was shocked that I'm a shamanic practitioner. I'm having spirit guides and doing all these things, and I was not aware that seven entities are being attached with me. Okay, and I have also read that who do shamanic practices and Reiki and Akashic record healing. So all these things in which you are directly doing the pranic healing. So there is the chance that you might end up catching entities in your own aura or in your own body. Okay, so the question is very elaborated. So I
Yeah.
come to the question is that can shamanism help in releasing earthbound entities or the lost souls? And
Yes.
if yes, then is there a potential threat that a shamanic practitioner might end up catching those entities into his or her aura or body? And before answering this question, I would request you to please tell our audience that what are earthbound entities first of all, how
Yeah.
do they attach, and how we can release them?
Sure. Um. So earthbound entities are. You see, everyone has to die one day, right? Body dies,
Yeah.
but the being doesn't die. The soul or the spirit. Where is your soul? Where is your spirit? That's eternal. That's immortal. So when the body dies, and the spirit doesn't know what to do, the live person is now a dead person, but he doesn't know what to do. They stay with earth. Those are earthbound entities. We call them as ghosts, booth,
Yeah.
and people are very afraid of them from movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to give a very different take on this from my experience.
Mhm.
Okay. First of all, if they're live people, are you afraid of them? There are 10 people alive sitting next to me. Will I be afraid of anyone near my aura? No. Why should I be afraid of dead people? They don't have a body. Live people have a body.
Yeah.
Simple difference.
Yeah.
And live people are more dangerous. Actually, they can betray you. They can hit you. They can say one thing, do one thing.
Yeah.
Dead people are seeking help.
Mm.
Now, it's a journey of consciousness. So even if you're a shamanic practitioner and you do get the entities, maybe her guides brought her to you. So they knew you could help sort it out. So you're somewhere guided. And we have to include all guidance. We shouldn't say, like, only when I'm on a journey in shamanic, someone guides me. They
Mm.
guide you at every step. Even when I'm not journeying, somewhere I see a dog, it's telling me something. And maybe everyone you're interacting with is, whether you know your guides or not, the guides are helping you.
Mm.
So they have brought her to you for, it could have come through them. So let
Yeah.
me look at that. As a shamanic practitioner, it's not you will not have any problems. You know
Mm.
shamanic, you'll never get spirits, you won't get any problem at all. In fact, you'll get more because you can handle it. So
Yeah.
all the lives of whatever nonsense you have locked up will start coming because now you can handle it. It'll
Mm.
also tell you when to go where. So
Okay.
that's how it is. And whether you attract negative things or when you work on others is a lot on your belief.
Okay.
And it's person to person. If you do shamanic with fear, what if I get something, or with ignorance, because earth, like I told you, earth में सब है. और जब हम
Mm.
स्पिरिट वर्ल्ड में जा रहे हैं तो अच्छा एंटिटीज है, बुरा एंटिटीज है, गाइड्स है, और सब सॉर्ट्स ऑफ एंटिटीज है. ये नहीं है कि सिर्फ अच्छा, ओनली गुड थिंग्स विल कम, राइट?
Yeah.
बैड थिंग्स आल्सो विल कम. सो वन इज नॉन जजमेंट. मुझे ये नहीं देखना है कि दे आर बैड और
Mm.
दिस इज ओनली गुड. ये भी अर्थ
Mm.
में है, वो भी अर्थ में है, ये भी अर्थ में है.
Mm.
तो इसे मैं क्यों डरूं? सो बी फियरलेस
Mm.
and believe you're guided. So even if something is there, someone will come. That if I've done something, and something has happened in the journey, I've picked up something, immediately that day someone will come and meet me and we'll do a journey and we'll figure it out. So you are guided, don't have to be afraid of it. और ये नहीं है कि जो शैमनिक कर रहा है, रेकी कर रहा है, उनको एंटिटीज आता है. नॉर्मल पीपल को भी बहुत ज्यादा आता है. डिफरेंस ये है कि वो पहचानता नहीं और बिलीव नहीं करते हैं, इसलिए उनको लग रहा है ये नॉर्मल है, जो एंटिटी मेरे साथ है वो नॉर्मल है, वो एंटिटी नहीं है. लेकिन जब जो अवेयर है, उनको अगर थोड़ा गुस्सा ज्यादा आ गया तो मुझे लग रहा है ये मैं नहीं हूँ, क्या हुआ, तो एक एंटिटी है.
Right. Right.
So the awareness is the difference. And whether you do shamanic or reiki or not, entities you will get. जो नॉर्मल लोग हैं ना उनको भी ज्यादा ही आता है.
Right.
90%. और I'm not telling this to people for you to be afraid, just to be aware.
Yes.
Because if you have a fear, earthbound spirits have fear, you can attract them.
Yes.
If I have anxiety, I can attract an anxious spirit. If I'm lonely, I'll attract a lonely spirit. So
Right.
for example, today if I feel lonely and there are 4 or 5 lonely people who died, and they not die in your house, anywhere nearby, anywhere
Yeah.
on the way, so many
Yeah.
people die in a particular day, they
Yeah.
come and attach to you, then your
Yeah.
loneliness just increases by 4 or 5 times.
Right.
You're not even going to think it's an entity or it's
Mm.
something else. You're just
Mm.
going to think my loneliness has increased.
Yes. Yes.
This is how it is. It's not like the way they show in movies, or
Mm.
कि they'll come and harm you, or ऐसे नहीं होता है. Very, it doesn't happen that way. It's very different, right? So deal with. So it is always good to be aware and be yourself. So when you stop, let's if you get over negative emotions, be conscious of everything you think. That's the way you can avoid. And it's not that I'm a very good shaman, so I won't get entities. If I get into fear tomorrow, very easy to get entities. So it
Right.
depends on how conscious you are. So that's my understanding.
Yeah. So you almost answered 80% of my question because it was very big. So just two things I
Yep.
want to know more.
Yeah.
Can a shamanic practitioner release earthbound entities from the body or aura of somebody else?
Yes.
Okay. And if a shamanic practitioner is possessed or attached by some earthbound entity, can he or she release himself or herself from those entities by herself?
Yes. You can. The beauty of shamanic is you can do everything for yourself. You can do for others. So today, whatever the effect is, you can find the cause.
Okay.
And
So
sometimes,
then what would be the cause of that uh, client that I had? She was a shamanic practitioner, but she was having 7 entities attached to her for very long a period of time. So why could not she identify and release them on her own?
see that's that's the complexity of the human mind.
Okay.
And you can't say that the only reason it happened was this. For it's per person. So if she had a fear, it could have been there. If you've taken a past life oath with those entities saying, till this date, you will be there with me. Until the oath expires, they will not even show up. And that's the beauty of consciousness. When they're ready to go, that's when the therapist can even find them, or you
Yes,
can even
exactly.
find them. Because if they don't want to be seen, they don't have
Yes.
to be seen. So you have
Yes.
some agreement with them in some lifetime that don't go, or you, like whatever I do, however amazing I am, if I get afraid suddenly tomorrow, I can just attract. So it's like brushing our teeth. So we don't say like today I brushed it, so tomorrow nothing will happen, no decay will happen. Or the dentist told me how to brush my teeth properly. Doesn't mean no tooth decay will happen. I have to follow it, no?
Right. Right. I get that.
And
Makes
maybe
sense.
something we don't follow it, and it's it's not like simple. So I did all the rituals, yes, but when you slept, were you afraid of something, or did you feel lonely? How many thoughts do we think a day? So suddenly I'm fine, I'm practicing shamanic, I'm very happy, but suddenly for this 1 hour I felt lonely because my friend didn't come or something didn't come. That's enough
Yeah.
to attract
Right.
something. So it's case by case, we can't say exactly, but these could be few reasons.
Okay. So thank you so much, Nitya,
Thank
for
you. Thank you so much.
coming to this podcast and sharing your amazing knowledge with us. And I know that you have been mastering many other healing modalities, which includes Reiki, Tarot, and many other things. So maybe we'll be having more such episodes in this podcast so that
Sure.
more awareness and more knowledge can be spread to a larger audience, right?
Yes, thank you
So,
so much. I would love to come again. Thank you.
okay. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming,
you for
Nitya.
having me, Ankit. I hope my Hindi was tolerable.
Yeah, yeah, it was very nice. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Have a great
Okay.
day. Bye-bye.
Hi guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I request you to hit on the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on other such exciting episodes in this channel.